that him? What was that guy's name?
That is Farnsworth Bentley.
Is that Stedman's son?
No,
it should be. If your name's Stedman, your son should be called Farnsworth.
No. I don't think his name is actually Farnsworth Bentley, but no, he's like, I don't know exactly what he does.
He vogues. Like he would like vogue while holding an umbrella.
He wasn't voguing.
Music makes the people come together.
You're all over the place right now with your references. No, I don't know. He's like a guy that like puts it all together.
Isn't he like, he's like the MeUndies of umbrellas? Didn't he start his own line of umbrellas?
Yeah, but he's like connected to like everybody in the music industry. He's a part of like Kanye's creative team somehow. I don't know. I just feel like he's the guy that makes shit happen. He's not the umbrella guy anymore.
And what do you think he needs to do? What are his keys to the game this Sunday? Farnsworth Bentley.
What do you mean?
He just wants to keep sustaining.
He just got to get in there and not take any shit.
I think you have a second career as a motivational speaker.
I think so.
All right. Well,
my first book is going to be called Get In There and Don't Take Any Shit.
I love that cookbook that you have on the fucking the kitchen table out there.
Yeah, I've been looking at cookbooks because I'm trying to...
the cover's hilarious. It's this impossibly gorgeous fucking woman.
Chrissy Teigen.
With her fucking half her titty hanging out. And she's got her hair up, so you know she's ready to go to work. Full makeup and then coochie cutter, like distressed jeans.
Yeah.
Like that's how she cooks in the kitchen.
Yes.
You got to have your lipstick on, right?
It's a cover of a book. She has to look good.
I know. It's just...
And she's a model.
I love how she looks, but that's the thing that makes all like fatties and feminists and all that get upset. Like,
feminists don't get upset.
How am I supposed to live up to this?
Oh, God. Feminists don't get upset at Chrissy Teigen's...
The real ones, right?
No.
The real ones don't.
No. What do you mean the real ones don't?
Well, isn't like every scene has like the posers and then they have the real ones, right?
No, the problem is you don't know what feminism is. So
I don't.
You just think... You just think anything regarding women is like feminism, and you're like, yeah, feminists hate that, and you're like, you don't know.
Okay, well then women, a lot of women on social media don't like that because it creates an impossible image to live up to, which I think is one of the most self-centered. Like I don't look at fucking Brad Pitt in Fight Club and be like, really, Brad? That's just creating an impossible image for me to live up to. Like how arrogant would I have to be to think that I'm even?
That you're saying that because that's exactly what Fight Club is about.
Is about what?
It's about that guy and Edward Norton's character being like kind of like searching for his identity and feeling like he has to find his identity through consumption, through looking a certain way. Remember that scene on the bus when him and Brad Pitt are like looking at the ads, like sort of like the Calvin Klein male underwear ads, and they're like, is that what a man is supposed to look like? That's what that whole movie is essentially about.
I have no recollection of that. I just remember when he...
And his mind gets fractured in such a way that he creates this alternative identity, which is Brad Pitt, that looks like Brad Pitt, that has the body like Brad Pitt, that like fucks like Brad Pitt, because he's thinking that this is what it means to be a man. And also has this like anarchist kind of like mentality.
I just saw it was a bunch of people beating the shit out of each other in a basement.
Did you miss that whole theme of the movie? That's the whole theme of the movie.
No, I just remember looking at Meatloaf when he took his shirt off. I was like, Jesus Christ.
The bitch tits. That's what they called it.
Yeah.
In there. Yeah. That movie is amazing. Good.
I only saw it one time.
Yeah.
But I never looked at Brad Pitt and thought like, oh, fuck, I got to get in that shape now. Like I'm actually competing with him. I'm not. But to compete with somebody, they have to be within my sight. You know what I mean? Right. When you're that far over the fucking horizon,
you're like, forget it.
You don't even exist. That was like when math class in fucking my senior year. Mm-hmm. Within 2 fucking weeks, the teacher was just over the horizon. And I remember the year before I flunked math and had to go to summer school. And 2 weeks into my senior year, I was just like, oh, this again. Mm-hmm. Last year, I actually kept going back for extra help, like this was going to change something. And I just quit. I tapped out like in September.
Attaboy.
I got to tell you, it was one of the most fun classes I ever had.
Yeah.
I used to get like 8s and 11s on tests. Like, you know, what'd you get? Oh, I got an 85. I would get like single digits.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some new way of like grading things. I'm like, what are 8?
Like 100%. You got an A. Well, right. I got like the smart girl in front of me would get 100, and I would get an 8.
Literally an 8.
Yeah, and that was the thing. And me and my other buddy who went to summer school the year before. We would get him back, and he was like 2 rows away from me, and I would just hold him up. It was like a joke. Who could do worse? Mm-hmm. And he'd hold up like an 11, and I would laugh, and I'd be like, and then I'd hold up an 8, and he would have his hand over his mouth, crying, fucking laughing.
That's a cool memory, actually.
Oh, it was fucking liberating. Not giving a fuck, It's just like, I cared. The year before, I cared. I had headaches and shit, and I'd be fucking trying to pass. It was like.
So what's the lesson in this? Stop caring.
No, the lesson is in order to be successful, you have to know what you suck at, so you don't waste any brain power trying. It's, like one time I saw this story about Lawrence Taylor, right? Phil Simms told this story. He's
football player,
arguably the greatest linebacker of all time.
Black guy, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Of course.
Changed the game. The great white linebackers were in the 60s. Crew cuts. They looked like,
They were great. Why?
Angry cops.
Oh, because they were the only ones allowed to play.
No, they weren't. Come on, man. There's still great white linebackers.
Like who?
Chris Spielman.
What team does he play on?
Yeah, he's retired.
Go on.
There was that guy, Urlacher on the Bears.
The Bears.
Bears. No, he isn't.
Okay, keep going.
I don't collect football cards anymore. I know there's got to be a good. It was that roided out lunatic who spit in people's faces on the Broncos.
I have no idea.
Who dislocated a former teammate's elbow on Shannon Sharp on a Monday Night Football. I never forget that he did that. I was like, this guy is a fucking serial killer.
Sharp?
Shannon Sharp.
Oh, is he?
He's smart.
No, he's the one. I tweeted it. Mile with that yak.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Mile with that yak. Hey, mile with that yak.
Hey,
he went on. He was on there and he was celebrating something. So he took out a black and mile, and he was like, "I'm on that mile with that yak." Skip, you talking crazy, Skip? That guy?
Yeah, I guess so. I remember you showing me that,
and I watched.
And then you explained to me
20 times in a row
that it was something about whatever he was smoking in cognac.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like black people loved it.
Lost their fucking minds.
Yeah. Because it's just a super, super black thing.
Super inside. I get it. That's like
your uncle.
It's like your uncle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What are we talking about? White people's accomplishments? Boring.
What are you talking about? There's entire monuments made of all of our accomplishments. There's entire cities about all the things we've achieved.
Congratulations.
Our version of what happened is chiseled into those monuments.
I know, but nobody thinks you're cool, is the thing.
What is not cool about flying? You don't like cars? I know we're not moonwalking, but I mean, it's kind of cool to go from LA to New York in 6 hours, isn't it? We faked a lunar landing. I mean, that's some dope shit, isn't it? We got to have some sort of street cred.
Wait, Tom Brady is white, and he is
white.
He's a quarterback, though. He's not a linebacker, right?
He's a quarterback.
A linebacker is a really big, like Refrigerator Perry?
Nope, he was a defensive lineman.
Okay.
He's the in-shape version. Like a lot of down linemen are a little bit fat, and then the linebackers are built like the Hulk.
Odell Beckham, what position does he play?
He's a wide receiver.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think of.
There's a lot of good white wide receivers have come back.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, good. You guys get in there and don't take any shit.
All right, I got to get on with my day here. Hey, I got to tell you, that was one of my most fun acting gigs ever. That I got to be on screen with you. How awesome is that, right? We're like amazing. Joanne Woodward and Paul Newman there, except to a much lesser degree. I don't think Man's Chinese Theater is going to be calling us anytime soon.
Hey, listen.
Hey.
You never know.
Hey, you never know what's going to happen.
Our daughter will be able to watch that years later and be like,
And be like, why didn't you use me in it?
Right,
and we'll be like, well, because you weren't a twin.
Yes.
And you're only allowed to work 3 hours at a time. That's why.
That's why.
There you go. All right, that's the podcast. Everybody enjoy the Super Bowl. Congratulations to both franchises for getting there.
Yes.
Okay. And it's going to break my fucking heart if the Patriots lose. But I will tell you this: I will actually be happy on another level because the Eagles have never won one. And those, did you? There was a fucking Eagles fan crying when Carson Wentz went down. Literally called a fucking a sports talk show. got on the phone and started crying when their starting quarterback went down. He's like, when's it ever going to work out for us? And the dude was all weirded out going, you're crying? You're crying? And then Nick...
Sports fans are you guys are super passionate. Like, you're crazy. Like, you're a little scary.
It's all we have.
It's all we have.
For the most part, we're not good looking. Our personal lives are not where we want them to be. We don't have the job that we want. It's all we have.
Oh, God.
And what makes your fucking year is to predict something and it actually happens. And then you just want people to remember. And you just walking around the sports bar. I said it. Remember I said it? It happened. And you know what you look like? Remember that dude who gets stabbed in the beginning of fucking Scarface? Walking around that tent city? That's what you look like. You're just holding your gun. Doesn't anybody? Don't I matter? Anybody? All right. That's it. That's the podcast. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.